What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel, your ultimate destination for all things NFL. Here you'll get the latest news, game analysis, player updates, and everything you need to stay on top of American football. If you're a true football fan, make sure to hit that subscribe button, like this video, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. Let's get straight into today's video. The majority of NFL players wait to get paid. Sanders, Shedeur, prints his own. Shedeur unveiled his new SS2 logo collection this morning at 10 a.m. It vanished by 10:08 a.m. We're not discussing a few t-shirts. Millions of dollars worth of inventory might disappear in a matter of minutes. Nike officials are reportedly in complete shock. According to the data they monitor, Shedeur's conversion rate, the rate at which fans purchase the merchandise, was apparently higher than that of any athlete they have signed, including NBA stars. One thing is demonstrated by this. The supporters are purchasing the Sanders rather than the Browns. I own the leaked design of the iconic cleat, which Nike is currently hurrying into production to take advantage of this excitement. Click the bell and subscribe now. Click the button to view the sneaker before it drops. Let's examine the prototype. This is how Shedeur Sanders recently outsold the NFL as a whole. Man, I don't need that account anymore. I received a good deal of my own. Oh no. It is intended to be that way. Hey, you are aware of how things used to be whenever here, you only got 2,000, remarked Dad. Yes. I'm eager. That's how I got there, and that's how I deal with people now. Nike was mistaken to believe they were prepared. When Shedeur Sanders released his first official goods, industry analysts projected strong rookie numbers, possibly a little increase in sales, that were on par with those of previous first-round selections. For Nike's logistics crew, what actually transpired was a total catastrophe. The servers not only slowed down but crashed within minutes of the debut. In a matter of hours, warehouses that had been packed for weeks of sales were cleared. Before the West Coast stores had even opened, corporate dashboards were inundated with sellout alerts. Shedeur Sanders has surpassed rookie records by the 72-hour mark. It takes a season for established NFL superstars to reach the sales statistics he had smashed. This was not a drop of merchandise. It was an earthquake in the market. Yes, I'm just looking forward to them all. A few of the recipients had all of the top DT96s that I gave as gifts. Going into this game, I gave some warm gifts to a few of them, such as the main receivers. Some of them didn't receive them, but I thought, okay, this is just my little appreciation gift to them because they don't have a lot in stock. I was therefore unable to do everyone. I wish I could. According to reports, there was complete anarchy at Nike headquarters. According to several accounts, an emergency executive meeting was convened, and the atmosphere was one of disbelief rather than celebration. This demand is off the charts in ways we've never seen before. An insider comment was released. This is where things get insane though. Nike founder Phil Knight reportedly called and demanded explanations as the situation worsened so quickly. He was curious as to why the supply chain was failing while the company's founder was personally requesting answers due to excessive product sales. You are aware that you have seen history. According to reports, Matthew Friend, the CFO of Nike, was staring at real-time data in disbelief. Because their algorithms were unable to anticipate a cultural phenomenon, they were unprepared. Look at these, D. I'm not sure. I see. How long do you think these will survive in my office? Yes, indeed. What do you know? In order to identify who steals, I'm going to insert a chip. I felt like I ought to have worn those by now. I don't want to say that I gave him a pair, but even though he knew he couldn't wear them, he still put Vaseline on his feet and squeezed them in. What caused the system to malfunction then? Shedeur Sanders unlocked a cheat code since he isn't selling to the average NFL fan. According to the data, Gen Z consumers, who normally disregard traditional team jerseys, showed up in huge numbers. The shocking thing is that women made up about half of the purchases. All of Nike's conventional gender demographic models were destroyed by this. Customers from all over the world, from Europe to Asia, were swarming the website as if this were a limited edition sneaker collaboration with Travis Scott rather than a football jersey. Shedeur Sanders transformed his name, attitude, and genuineness into an international brand that goes beyond athletics. For these buyers, he is more than just an athlete. Which do you prefer, the DC93S or the DT96S? The 90SXS appeal to me since they have more flames on the side. It's more relaxed but still fashionable in that way. I like those the best since, in my opinion, they are the most identifiable to young people nowadays. The SS crown, the logo itself, served as the impetus for this outburst. This was a sign, not only an image. Before Shid given the go-ahead, the Nike design team allegedly went through more than 15 iterations. They required something that was fully autonomous while acknowledging the prime-time legacy. As a result, the modest crown imagery and interlocking S parts became an immediate icon. It wasn't limited to t-shirts in a matter of days. It was everywhere on Instagram, in music videos, and on TikTok. Because it stands for aspiration and unreserved confidence, it grew naturally. Fans are purchasing the mindset rather than just a logo. Nike was apparently in full-blown panic mode as its rivals were rushing to replenish. Adidas apparently called an emergency strategy meeting within a day of the sales figures being disclosed. They were struck hard by the brutal reality. Nike failed to recognize the next big thing. Puma and Under Armour executives quickly expedited their scouting schedules. They came to the conclusion that the previous method of conducting business, which involved waiting 3 years for a rookie to establish himself on the field, was no longer viable. That playbook was destroyed by Shedeur Sanders. Nowadays, companies are rushing to identify new sportsmen that have cultural impact in addition to strong statistics. This was a victory for Nike. It was perceived as an existential danger by rivals. What would happen if Nike discovered the next Michael Jordan? One youngster has the power to start this wave. The wildest portion is right here. In less than a week, Shedeur Sanders most likely outgrew his contract. This level of revenue was not anticipated in the initial agreement. According to reports, urgent renegotiations began before the first week was even over. Now, Shedeur's team is advocating for precedents that would break rookie compensation. Superstar money without the waiting period is what we're talking about. He destroyed the bonus triggers in his contract on the first afternoon. However, Nike doesn't seem to be objecting. They are aware that Shedeur's worth extends beyond sport. Touchdowns are no longer paid for. They are footing the bill for cultural supremacy. All the leverage is in his hands. But let's face it, if you can't play, the enthusiasm quickly fades. Shedeur sets himself apart at that point. His ability to deliver in between the lines is what makes this brand enduring. Near-elite completion rates and sophisticated decision-making are highlighted in camp reports. The genuineness is evident to the fans. They are able to distinguish between sincere confidence and false business hype. This level of jersey sales cannot be maintained without Sunday manufacture. Shedeur uses real talent to justify the commercial momentum. The fans make such significant investments because of this. They are purchasing more than simply a shirt. They are wagering on his brilliance in the future. What does this imply for the future then? The blueprint has been formally revised by Shedeur Sanders. He demonstrated that being a superstar doesn't require waiting for approval. Companies will follow you if you develop the brand and introduce the culture. Nike is willing to cover the costs even though their supply chain collapsed. Whether Shedeur Sanders will be a star is no longer a question. It's the potential size of this empire. This won't be considered a rookie milestone if he performs well on the field this season. It will signal the start of a revolution in sports marketing. What makes this moment historic is not only the speed at which the money moved, but the meaning behind it. Shedeur Sanders proved that in today's era, stardom is no longer granted by institutions, it is claimed by individuals. The traditional path says you wait your turn, you prove yourself for years, and only then the world invests in you. He flipped that script. He showed that if you build belief, identity, and connection, the world will invest first and watch later. Culture now moves faster than championships, and influence now travels further than statistics. What makes this moment historic is not only the speed at which the money moved, but the meaning behind it. Shedeur Sanders proved that in today's era, stardom is no longer granted by institutions, it is claimed by individuals. The traditional path says you wait your turn, you prove yourself for years, and only then the world invests in you. He flipped that script. He showed that if you build belief, identity, and connection, the world will invest first and watch later. Culture now moves faster than championships, and influence now travels further than statistics. The SS crown is not just a logo. It represents a generation that refuses to be quiet, that refuses to shrink, and that refuses to wait for approval. It stands for confidence without apology and ambition without limits. When fans wear it, they are not just supporting a player, they are aligning with an energy, a future, and a promise that says greatness does not ask for permission. It announces itself. Yet what separates this from empty hype is substance. Real talent is the foundation beneath the brand. The arm strength, the vision, the calm in pressure moments, the leadership in the huddle, these are not manufactured traits. This is why the belief feels authentic. This is why the momentum feels sustainable. Because behind the marketing storm stands a quarterback who looks ready to justify every ounce of attention. Fans are not just buying clothing. They are buying into a future they believe will deliver when the lights are brightest. There is also a deeper narrative at play. Being the son of a legend can be a shadow or a launch pad. For many, it becomes a burden. For Shedeur, it became fuel. He did not run from the legacy of prime time. He absorbed it, studied it, and then began building something that stands on its own. Respecting the past, but refusing to live in it. Carrying the name, but carving his own meaning into it. This is how dynasties evolve, not by copying history, but by expanding it. Inside corporate boardrooms, this moment is being studied closely. Algorithms failed. Projections were shattered. Traditional models could not account for cultural gravity. Brands are realizing that the next generation of superstars will not be discovered only on scouting reports. They will be discovered on timelines, in trends, in communities, and in the emotional connection between an athlete and the audience. Shedeur Sanders did not just break sales records, he exposed a new formula for influence. And now the pressure shifts from the marketplace to the field. Because true legends are not built in pre-orders, they are built in performance. They are built on third downs, in 2-minute drills, in hostile stadiums, and in moments when doubt tries to creep in. This is where hype either fades or transforms into history. This is where brand turns into legacy. If his play continues to rise to the level of his presence, then this moment will not be remembered as a viral launch or a successful marketing campaign. It will be remembered as the opening chapter of an era. The point where a young quarterback didn't wait to be chosen by the league, but forced the league, the brands, and the culture to choose him. Not just a star in the making, but the foundation of a future dynasty.